This isn't just a road trip. This is the resurrection of one of the most legendary routes in motorsport history. We followed the trail of the real Paris-Dakar in our Toyota Hilux. And with our Labrador Lewie by our side. In the 80s, they called it the wildest race on Earth. Today, it's nearly forgotten, but the tracks are still there. And we followed them, all the way from Europe to the edge of West Africa. No backup trucks, just us. We hit soft sand, got stuck, dug ourselves out again and again. They say the original Paris-Dakar is dead. We wanted to find out what's left of the old tracks. This is Lewie and the Rover driving the real Paris-Dakar. Decades ago, racers drove from Europe straight into Africa, France to Senegal, crossing dunes, deserts and borders few had ever dared to enter. But after years of danger, political instability and tragic accidents, the rally was forced to abandon its routes. First to South America, then to Saudi Arabia. Today, the original rally is gone, but the tracks, many of them are still out there. Our plan was simple. Drive deep into the Moroccan desert, cross into Mauritania, all the way to the coast of West Africa. We prepared the Hilux for weeks and made sure the car was ready for whatever the desert would throw at us. We took the first ferry to Morocco. We drove straight to Boudnib, where one of Morocco's toughest tracks begins. Then followed the route along the Algerian border all the way to Mauritania.
So I'm really surprised by how easy the Hilux drives off-road. So I'm really happy with that. Still have a lot to learn, but I'm happy.
This track is about 180 kilometers of pure off-road, running from Boudnib to Merzouga. Slowly, the track became more challenging, because this old riverbed rises and falls over a rocky surface.
Lewie, ga je springen? We're going to jump.
And look at this. This is why Morocco is one of the most beautiful overland destinations out there. Total solitude, with endless views all around you. Most of the Moroccan desert isn't sand, it's rocky desert. And that's exactly what makes this track so tough. The inclines became steeper and steeper, and it was those climbs that really started to challenge us. You can even hear it in the sound of the brakes. As we got closer to the Algerian border, the terrain slowly changed, from rock to sand.
So over there is Algeria. I think it's 1 kilometer away, really close.
We ended up in a real oasis, the perfect place to stop, take photos and set up camp.
So first we were on 1.8 because we also had a lot of rocks and stones, but now it's only soft sand. So I'm lowering the tire pressure a bit again. I think to 1.4.
Slowly, we drove deeper into the desert. But once we reached Merzouga, there was something important to take care of first.
Moroccan flavor.
Fully resupplied, we were ready to continue towards Zagora. For us, overlanding in the desert is ultimate freedom, a place where you truly feel free. But it becomes even better when you share it. Meet Jasper and Irene. Together, we headed back into the dunes to find a place to camp. A perfect evening, sharing stories, memories, and dreams. What's happening?
We're crossing to the border of Mauritania, but it's a pretty chaotic one. So we have a fixer at the other side. He's gonna help us, and we will see. But yeah, it opens at 9 o'clock. It's almost 9, so. Welcome to Mauritania! And it was quite a border crossing, huh?
Yep.
Took around 7 hours.
Yep.
And we even had a fixer, and it was total chaos. But we are here now, and you can see it over there. There's the iron ore train, a legendary train. It can be around 3 kilometers long, the train. And now we have to drive for 400 kilometers alongside the tracks and find a place to sleep. Let's go.
The plan was simple. 500 kilometers next to the iron ore train, a remote crater, and then straight through the desert towards Senegal.
So 5 minutes in the desert and already this. We didn't let the tire pressure down. So we're in the middle of a village, totally bugged down. This is something different than a Moroccan desert, huh?
It wasn't a great start. Our next chance to refuel was still 500 kilometers away, and we weren't sure we'd make it. Getting stuck didn't help either. The car sank deeper into the sand. Not a great moment. Luckily, the locals had a truck and helped us winch out. And then, back on track.
There was an axe here, but I think one of the children, while we were digging, stole it. But after, I think, 14 hours, right?
Yep.
We are here in the middle of the desert, and we learned our lesson. Deflate your tires on time, because now it's really easy, but we were just too late. You got it.
This legendary iron ore train is one of the longest in the world, stretching over 2 kilometers and hauling iron ore straight through the Mauritanian desert. The task sounded simple: 500 kilometers alongside the train. But one problem quickly stood in our way.
Oh, Mauritania is really next level. There is not really a track, you have to make your own, follow the GPS. And we have another problem, is I don't think we have enough fuel. We can drive around 160 kilometers and we need 300. A problem for later. So we can drive 26 kilometers to our next camp spot is 19 kilometers. Then we have one jerry can of 20 liters to reach the next village where we can get cash, because we also don't have cash. I think it's from the camp spot to there around 160 kilometers.
So it's going great.
Yes.
Much earlier than planned, we already had to dip into our last 20-liter jerry can. Lewie looked at us. What are we even doing out here? And honestly, at that moment, we were thinking the same.
We have 60 kilometers to go. No, sorry, we have 60 kilometers on this fuel tank and we have to drive for 35 kilometers. But this is not 100% accurate, and if now we have like a rocky surface, but if it gets sandy, then we're done. The light is on. We have 32 kilometers on this tank, estimated. We have around 17 kilometers to go, but this is going more rapidly than we're gaining progress. So. Oh, we made it. But now we have a new problem, we don't have cash. So
And
we'll
how
see.
many is there left?
8 kilometers. Okay, they don't have gas here, but there. So let's pray we will make it to the next one, and then we need cash.
Okay, we were out of fuel, out of gas, and we didn't know what to do. But there's a really lovely woman who runs a campsite in Attar, and she transferred money online to this guy so that we can drive to her, go to the ATM, and it's fixed. The next few days we took some time off. This was also a great moment to share all our adventures with our loved ones. Luckily with Holafly that's super easy. We had already installed the eSIM before even leaving for this adventure. No visiting shops on arrival, no waiting. Just scan the QR code to set up your eSIM so you're online as soon as you arrive at your destination. Holafly gives you unlimited data in over 200 destinations, with no hidden costs, so you never have to worry about surprise charges. If you want to try it yourself, you can get 5% off with our code Lewie and the Rover on all destinations. Get your Holafly eSIM before you leave and focus on the adventure. And if you think driving 500 kilometers alone through a remote desert is crazy, what about 800 kilometers to the next fuel stop? And a crater so remote that even NASA barely comes out here. Yes, that was the plan. This time, we made sure to carry 200 liters of fuel, and we wouldn't be doing it alone. Meet Cliff and Monica, overlanding all the way to South Africa and beyond. And so, the expedition begins.
Windy.
Windy, but good. All good.
It's landscapes. It's incredible.
This is real, old Dakar style traveling. We have an end point and a small team of passionate people ready to take it on. Reaching the crater wasn't even the hardest part. After just 200 kilometers, we could already see it in the distance. And there it was, the Tenumer crater.
Yes, first phase, we made it to the crater. So what is for dinner?
Come and see.
Gupta curry, nice. Right, let's go!
A massive impact crater formed by a meteorite thousands of years ago, right in the middle of the Mauritanian desert. Getting to the crater wasn't the hardest part. Getting out of this section of the desert was. This is Erg Maqteir.
Fuel filler cap.
Thanks, man.
Well, it took us about 250k to get to the crater. Probably burn a bit more than we expected, but we've got the same distance roughly to get back out to get to the town, and we've got more fuel than we've used. So we should be fine.
Okay.
It depends how deep the sand is.
Apparently, it really is deep.
What happened? The car in front was so slow, we had to slow down, and this is a heavy beast, so...
Just a few kilometers in and we were already stuck.
Go, go, go! Hit it, hit it, go, 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 go!
But it takes more than that to stop your favorite overlanders. And here it is, the first big dune ridge of Erg Maqteir. A fast dune field so challenging that even experienced rally drivers have lost their lives here. Every dune was carefully planned, and moments like this make it all worth it. For the next 3 days, this became our routine. Driving smart, driving carefully. Never overestimating ourselves, but most importantly, enjoying every single moment of this special experience. And out here, you start to understand exactly why the Dakar Rally once ran through this place. After days in the dunes, we finally reached a proper road again. And in the very next village, fuel. We said goodbye to our friends and set our sights on the next legendary Dakar location, the Naga Pass.
Challenge of the day.
Find a nice place to stay.
And chill the rest of the day. We found a spot. You hear the monkeys? It's freaking hot.
Over the last few days, temperatures kept rising. The heat forced us to stop earlier and earlier each day. Not exactly ideal conditions for a Labrador. Luckily, we found a place to cool off, but unfortunately not for Lewie. The pools were already occupied by Sahara crocodiles. It was time to cool off. Our plan was simple. First, reach the coast of Senegal, then drive through the Sine Saloum Delta, cross into Gambia, and finally end up in paradise. But first, we had to head to Dakar to import our car. And of course, this used to be the original finish line of the famous rally. We stayed at a campsite for a few days and learned more about Senegalese culture.
So these are all salt extraction pools, and there are hundreds of them, and they have beautiful colors, really cool. And we're almost at our campsite, and we can reload. But it's a beautiful drive, huh?
Yeah. But campsites here are pure gems, right on the beach. After so long in the desert, this felt pretty amazing. This is the Sine Saloum Delta, a vast network of rivers, mangroves and islands, and one of Senegal's most important natural reserves.
Welcome to Gambia! A really easy border crossing from Senegal to Gambia. We have around 7 to 8 days to explore the country. It's not really big, so yeah, let's find a camp for a spot to camp first. Then we make a plan.
It's too hot for Lewie. Poor Lewie.
Yeah,
I think it's 40 degrees,
even more. 45?
45. We turn on the airco in the car and let the engine running to see if we can cool him down, but yeah, it's difficult. Everyone and everything was hot, but even the heat eventually fades. And then paradise revealed itself. The next morning, we woke up early to cool off. Welcome to the Gambia River.
Alright, Smiley, let's go!
A vast river full of life. Monkeys, crocodiles and countless birds. And for Lewie, this was perfect.
Alright, guys!
After that, we really needed to slow down for a few days, so we set up camp by the beach and simply enjoyed. What's happening?
There are a couple of guys stuck here, so we're gonna help them.
This marked the end of our Paris-Dakar journey, driving from Europe to West Africa on the old tracks of the legendary rally. And what an experience it was!